you very much to Misha, Angelin, Melissa, and Florian for this wonderful performance. Good evening. My name is Miss Sherry, and I am the advisor of the World Language Honor Society. I am honored to be here tonight to celebrate the students that have excelled in their studies of French and Spanish. And now it is truly a privilege to introduce you to our wonderful host, the two co-presidents of our World Language Honor Society, Mikhail Enkedovich and Randy Rodriguez, who will begin tonight's ceremony.
Thank you, Ms. Sherry, for that wonderful introduction. I am Mikhail Enkedovich, the president of the French sect of the Amityville World Language Honor Society, and it is my honor to welcome you all today to the 2020 to 2021 induction of the World Language Honor Society.
Gracias, señorita Cherry, por esa maravillosa presentación. Soy Randy Rodríguez, presidente de la secta española de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo de Amityville.
Different languages are in many ways integral to American culture. They allow us to connect and express ourselves in new ways. The modern United States is a mixing pot of people from various parts of the world, and in that spirit, I am now happy to introduce Melissa Contreras, Yanelia Maya, and Nirvana Benoit, who will be reciting the United States Pledge of Allegiance in English, Spanish, and French respectively, as a way to acknowledge and celebrate our combined culture.
Los diferentes idiomas son en muchos sentidos parte integral de la cultura estadounidense, nos permitan conectarnos y expresarnos de nuevas formas. Los Estados Unidos modernos son un crisol de personas de diversidades partes del mundo. Y con ese espíritu, ahora me complace presentarles a Melissa Contreras, Yanelia Maya y Nirvana Bonet, quienes recitarán el juramento de lealtad de los Estados Unidos en inglés, español y francés, respectivamente, como una forma de reconocer y celebrar nuestra cultura combinada.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación ante Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America in French. J'engage ma fidélité au drapeau des États-Unis d'Amérique et à la République qu'il représente, une nation sous Dieu, indivisible, avec liberté et justice pour tous.
Thank you for those beautiful recitations. It is truly amazing how the love of language can bring people together.
Gracias por esas hermosas recitaciones. Es realmente asombroso cómo el amor por el lenguaje puede unir a las personas.
In 1953, the Spanish and French honor societies were created to highlight language students who excel in character and skill in language learning. During the 2007 to 2008 school year, these honor societies began in Amityville. During the 2020 to 2021 school year, our chapter of the World Language Honor Society has completed a number of projects. We communicated with students from Ecuador to learn about and embrace our cultural differences. We managed and facilitated a virtual celebration of World Language, where over 100 students signed up to publish Google Sites highlighting different countries. By inducting new members, I am honored to continue tradition and the commitment to language learning with the 2020 to 2021 World Language Honor Society induction ceremony. But before we begin,
En 1953 se crearon las sociedades de honor de España y Francia, para destacar a los estudiantes de idiomas que sobresalen en carácter y habilidad en el aprendizaje de idiomas. Durante el año escolar de 2007 a 2008, estas sociedades de honor comenzaron en Amityville. Durante el año escolar 2020 a 2021, nuestro capítulo de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo ha completado una serie de proyectos. Nos comunicamos con estudiantes de Ecuador para conocer y aceptar nuestras diferencias de culturas. Gestionamos y facilitamos una celebración virtual de idiomas del mundo en la que más de 100 estudiantes se inscribieron para publicar Google Sites destacando diferentes países. Me siento honrado para continuar esta tradición hoy con la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo, de 2020 a 2021.
I would like to send out a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Kelly, Ms. Stevens, and Mr. Playa for participating in our ceremony tonight, as well as all the other administrators and the Board of Education for continuing to support and facilitate our language learning. I would also like to thank all the high school world language teachers, Ms. Castro, Mr. Bueno, Ms. Whitney, Ms. Calderon, and Ms. Sherry, as well as the world language teachers from Park Avenue and Edmund W. Miles Middle School for dedicating themselves to teaching the world languages. And finally, thank you to all of the current members of the World Language Honor Society who helped to create this ceremony, especially Randy Rodriguez, our Spanish co-president, who will be leading parts of this ceremony in Spanish, and our advisor, Ms. Sherry, who will be translating portions of the ceremony into French.
Pero antes de comenzar, me gustaría enviar un sincero agradecimiento a Dr. Kelly, la señora Stephens y señor Playa por participar en nuestra ceremonia de esta noche, así como a todos los demás administramos y la Junta de Educación de continuar apoyando y facilitando nuestro aprendizaje de idiomas. También me gustaría agradecer a todos los profesores de idiomas del mundo de secundaria, Ms. Castro, Mr. Bueno, Ms. Whitney, Ms. Calderon y Ms. Cherry, así como a todos los profesores de idiomas del mundo de Park Avenue y Edmund W. Miles Middle School, por dedicarse a enseñar los idiomas del mundo. Y finalmente, gracias a todos los miembros actuales de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo que ayudaron a crear esta ceremonia, especialmente nuestra asesora, la señorita Cherry, que traducirá partes del mismo al francés.
And now, I am honored to display a message from Dr. Mary Kelly, our Superintendent of Schools.
Y ahora tengo el honor de mostrar un mensaje de la doctora Mary Kelly, nuestra superintendente de escuelas.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly, for those inspiring words and your dedication to everyone in the district.
Gracias, Dr. Kelly, para esas inspiradoras palabras y su dedicación a todos en el distrito.
Next up, I would like to introduce Miss Mary Stevens, our Director of Foreign Language and English as a New Language.
A continuación, me gustaría presentarles a la señora Mary Stephens, nuestra directora de idiomas extranjeros e inglés como nuevo idioma.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Amityville Memorial High School 2021 World Language Honor Society Induction Ceremony. Tonight, we welcome a group of students who have excelled in Spanish and/or French language studies. Their eligibility is predicated on the achievement of an 85 or higher average in their language classes. We recognize the current Honor Society members and this year's inductees as the promise of a new generation of young students who will promote and celebrate language learning as a way to connect all people. I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to the students who begin their journey with the World Language Honor Society this evening, and my heartfelt thanks to the outstanding professionals who have developed and nurtured their love of language along the way. Mr. Bueno, Ms. Calderon, Ms. Castro, Ms. Sherry, Ms. Ferriolo, Ms. Geiger, Ms. Hernandez, Mr. Isaacson, Ms. Powers, Ms. Prestano, Ms. Salcedo, Ms. Travers, and Ms. Whitney. Tonight's ceremony is the result of the efforts of our World Language Honor Society advisor, Ms. Sherry, the high school World Language team, and the leadership of World Language Honor Society co-presidents, Misha Ankodovich and Randy Rodriguez. Please enjoy this evening's recognition of the achievements in language of these remarkable students.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens, for your inspiration and for your dedication to the World Language students.
Gracias, señora Stephens, por su inspiración y por su dedicación a los estudiantes de idiomas del mundo.
Finally, I am honored to introduce Ms. Aplaya, our high school principal.
Finalmente, me siento honrado de presentarles señor Playa, nuestro director de la escuela secundaria.
Hi everyone, just want to send a quick congratulations to you all for your induction into the World Language Honor Society. I know how hard you have all worked. Your perseverance has paid off through this COVID pandemic. You've done a great job. Thanks to all the teachers out there, thanks to your parents, and certainly Mary Stevens for her guidance. And once again, congratulations everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you, Mr. Playa, for your dedication to all of the students in the high school. And thank you all again for speaking at our ceremony today.
Gracias, señor Playa, por su dedicación a todos los estudiantes de la escuela secundaria. Y gracias a todos nuevamente por hablar en nuestra ceremonia de hoy.
Without further ado, our ceremony will be starting with presentations on the people that our Honor Society is named after. Jean Ellie McCaddy will be presenting about Maria Vargas Llosa, and Marie Junard will be presenting about Alexander Dumas.
Sin más preámbulos, nuestra ceremonia comenzará con presentaciones sobre las dos personas que dan nombre a nuestra sociedad de honor. Janelle McCarty estará presentando sobre Mario Vargas Llosa y Marie Junard está presentando sobre Alexander Dumas.
Mario Vargas Llosa. Who is he, you may ask? Well, his full name is Jorge Mario Pedro Vargas Llosa, who was born on March 28, 1936, in Arequipa, Peru. He is a proven Spanish writer whose commitment to social change is evident in his novels, plays, and essays. Vargas Llosa was awarded the 2010 Nobel Prize in Literature for his cartography of structures of power and his tread images of the individual's resistance, revolt, and defeat. And you might be asking yourself, why is he so important? Well, Vargas Llosa has been long outspoken on the subject of proven politics and has made proven political issues the subject of several of his novels, bringing much needed attention to these topics. He is also South America's first laureate since 1982. The one-time proven presidential candidate has a leading Latin American voice since his 1963 breakthrough novel, The Time of the Hero. More than 30 novels, plays, and essays have been translated in more than 30 languages. Masterpieces include Conversation in the Cathedral, On Juliet and the Scriptwriter, and The Feast of the Goat. On this slide, you can see that I put the images for each of his novels just to get a picture of them. The first one, all the way to the left, is The Time of the Hero. The second one after that is Conversation in the Cathedral. The third one is The Feast of the Goat. And the fourth one is On Juliet and the Scriptwriter. All four of these are very famous, and he's wrote them all himself. And at the top, it says, his books are often very complex in composition, having different perspectives, different voices, and different time places. He is also doing it in a new way, which has helped evolve the art of narration. Now you know about him and you know what he stands for, but why should we remember him? Overall, Mario is a staple for the Spanish-speaking community who has amazing writing, storytelling, and journalism skills that touched many. He also led political, social, and cultural events that helped locals with human rights. He's a modernist and a comedian, a politician and an aesthete, and an intellectual and a libertine. His whole life has been a series of these startling revelations. Perhaps we all contain multitudes, but Vargas Llosa has put his contradictions into action with his life and on paper.
Maintenant, nous allons écouter à une présentation sur la biographie d'Alexandre Dumas, qui était un auteur instrumental pour l'avancement et l'appréciation de la langue et de la culture française.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Gionor and today I'll be talking about Alexandre Dumas. Alexandre Dumas, French author born July 24, 1802 in Villers-Cotterêts, France, died December 5, 1870 in Seine-Maritime. Who is Alexandre Dumas? Alexandre Dumas was a very famous French writer who lived in the 19th century. He has written many acclaimed plays, historic novels. He is one of the most read authors, and his stories have been translated over 200 languages. Where is Alexandre from? Alexandre Dumas was born on July 24, 1802 in Villers-Cotterêts near Paris, France. He was the son of Thomas Alexandre Dumas, a French general, and of Marie Louise Elizabeth Labour, the daughter of an innkeeper. General Dumas died in 1806 when Alexander was yet not 4 years old, leaving nearly impoverished mother to raise him under difficult conditions. The family of Dumas. Alexander had two older sisters, Mary Alexandrine and Louise Alexandrine. Dumas married an actress named Ida Ferrier and fathered many children with different women. His oldest son, Alexandre Dumas, is the only one he legally recognized. His son followed his footsteps and also became a successful writer. Accomplishments. After his plays were successful, Dumas started writing novels. He based on historical adventure novels on his father's accomplishments as a renowned general in the French army. Dumas was one of the first to write a serial novel. The Count of Monte Cristo was one story with 4 volumes. Why Alexander is a big deal. Part 1. From 1839 to 1841, Dumas, with the assistance of several friends, compiled Celebrate Crimes, an 8-volume collection of essays of famous criminals and crimes from European history, including essays on Beatrice Cenci, Martin Guerre, Caesar, and Lucrezia Borgia, in more recent incidents, including the cases of execute alleged murderers called Ludwig Sand and Antoine François Desroses. Why Alexander is a big deal. Now, part 2. Dumas also collaborated with his fencing master Auguste Grazier in his 1840 novel Fencing Master. The story is written to be Grazier's narrated account of how he came to be witness the events in the December revolt in Russia. This novel was eventually banned in Russia by Caesar Nicholas I of Russia, causing Dumas to be forbidden to visit Russia until the Caesar's death. Grazier is also mentioned with great respect in both the Count of Monte Cristo and the Corsican Blooders, as well as Dumas' memoirs. Dumas' books in many languages. Summary. 1. Alexander Dumas was born as Dumas Davy de la Pailleterie to Marie Louise and Thomas Alexander Dumas, a French army general who served in the French Revolutionary Wars. 2. Alexander Dumas was a priest, a 19th century French writer, estimated one of the most popular read French writers to date. 3. The Dumas family name was received from Alexander's grandma, an oppressed Haitian named Marie Cizette Dumas. 4. His father died of cancer when Alexander was only 4 years old, and his mother could not afford to send him to an elite school for education. 5. His dad was the first black man to be ranked in European army. 6. His first job was with the Duke of Orleans, which he acquired through his dad's connections. 7. Alexander Dumas worked as a secretary and kept writing plays. French summary. 1. Alexandre Dumas est né sous le nom de Dumas David de la Pailleterie de Marie-Louise et Thomas Alexandre Dumas, un général de l'armée française qui a servi dans les guerres de la Révolution française. 2. Alexandre Dumas, c'était un écrivain français du 19e siècle, apprécié, considéré comme l'un des écrivains français le plus lus à ce jour. 3. Le nom de famille Dumas a été reçu par la grand-mère d'Alexandre, une haïtienne opprimée nommée Marie Cizette Dumas. 4. Son père est mort d'un cancer alors qu'Alexandre n'avait que 4 ans et sa mère n'avait pas les moyens de l'envoyer dans une école d'élite pour l'éducation. 5. Son père a été la première homme noir à être classé dans une armée européenne. 6. Son premier emploi était avec le duc d'Orléans qu'il a acquis grâce aux relations de son père. 7. Alexandre Dumas a travaillé comme secrétaire et a continué à écrire des pièces de théâtre.
Thank you, Gianelli and Marie, for those informative presentations.
Gracias Gianelli y Mari por esas presentaciones informativas.
Next, I'm happy to introduce some very talented language students who will be reciting world language poems.
A continuación me complace presentarles a algunos estudiantes de idiomas muy talentosos que recitan tanto un poema francófono como uno hispano.
Día del idioma. Como ya es habitual y tradicional, entre nosotros celebramos el Día del Idioma. Idioma español que nos llena de riqueza entre la gente, con más de 500 millones que lo enaltecen y lo llevan siempre presente. Nuestro idioma español es hermoso y fascinante, que nos comunica de nuestra América Latina, arrollador y delirante. Placentero escribirlo y de sus versos lo hacen interesante. Escucharlo y de sus canciones llevan a delirio emocionante. A Don Miguel de Cervantes, las gracias infinitas por habernos dejado un Quijote de valores y sin manchas. Cada día lo recordamos de su armadura y Rocinante, peleando con los molinos de viento, con su escudo y su lanza de Sancho, su escudero. Nuestro idioma lo enriquecemos día a día, unidos todos, ya sean los de la academia, políticos y escritores, los de la sociedad, trabajadores y los humildes de la noche, los poetas que le cantan a la vida, al amor y a la muerte. El Manco de Lepanto nos dejó innumerables cuentos y relatos, con su estética literaria de escrituras y parodias, que los amantes de las letras enriquecen con su lírica, haciéndola amena en sus novelas y poemas. En sus pensamientos ricas de leer y en el descanso así no quede para rato. De Jorge Enrique Mantilla.
Maintenant, nous aurons l'honneur d'écouter un poème en français.
La cour protégée. La cour protégée par les tirs de mon cœur, un rond d'audace et de douceur, au rayon du temps, berceau nocturne et ça. Et si je ne flatte plus tout ce que j'ai vécu, c'est que tes yeux ne m'ont pas toujours vu. Fleur de jour, un mousse de rosée, roseau du vent, sourire parfumé, et en couvrant le monde de lumière, bateau chargé du ciel et de la mer, chassure de bruit et source de couleur, parfum de clos, d'une couvée d'aurore, qui vit toujours sous la paille des astres. Comme le jour de port de l'innocence, le monde entier dépend de tes yeux purs, et tout le monde s'en coule dans le regard.
Thank you for those wonderful poems.
Gracias a los dos por sus maravillosos poemas.
Merci beaucoup pour ce beau et magnifique poème.
The teachers from the Spanish language department will now be honoring their inductees.
Los profesores del Departamento de Lengua Española ahora honrarán a sus alumnos.
Maintenant, nous aimerions commencer la cérémonie de la foudre qui symbolise la connaissance dans les langues d'espagnol et de français.
Good evening once again. Unfortunately, Ms. Castro couldn't be with us this evening, and so it is my distinct honor to introduce her inductees. I know that Ms. Castro is so proud of you and all of your accomplishments, and I am as well. Tonight's inductees from Ms. Castro's class are Brandon Dennis, Timothy Fontaine, Evelyn Garcia Ramirez, Katie Mejia Santos, Renee Santos, Linda Sarabia. Congratulations, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Bueno, Spanish teacher here at Amityville Memorial High School. It is an absolute pleasure for me to present the following students as they become members of the World Language Honor Society. Karen Tobar, Fernando Cruz, Edwin Acosta, Naidelin Gomez Martinez, Stacy Pereira, Emily Herrero, Laurelis Martinez, and Sheila Medina Cruz. Congratulations.
Hola, soy la señora Whitney. Hi, I'm Miss Whitney. I welcome all our esteemed guests to this very special night, a night where we recognize the hard work and accomplishments of our students. Doy la bienvenida a nuestros estimados invitados a esta noche tan especial. Una noche donde reconocemos el arduo trabajo y los logros de nuestros estudiantes. While this has been a year like no other, these students have managed to find a way to balance their family life, sports, clubs, jobs, while staying on top of their studies under this new way of learning, and that makes me so proud of them. Como sabemos, este año ha sido un año como ningún otro, y los estudiantes han logrado encontrar una manera de equilibrar su vida familiar, sus clubs, sus deportes, sus trabajos, mientras se mantienen al tanto de sus estudios bajo esta nueva forma de aprendizaje, que me enorgullece tanto. Aquí se los presento. Alexia Gordon, Janet Heenan, Soraya Mathis Foskey. Fatima Mendez Oliva. Hugo Morales. Akinwale Orisajenmi Jr. Jonathan Pinto Claros. And Jaime Ramirez. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and happy.
Buenas noches. Yo soy la señora Calderón, maestra de la escuela Amityville Memorial. Para mí es un honor presentarles a los nuevos miembros de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo. Ellos han trabajado arduamente para llegar a donde están hoy. Felicitaciones, chicos. Good evening. I am Mrs. Calderon, Spanish teacher at Amityville Memorial High School. It is an honor for me to introduce you to the newest members of the World Language Honor Society. They all have worked very hard to get where they are today. Congratulations. And the inductees are Demarian Donaldson, Tamia Bain, Ryan Rose, Shane Wright, Jacob Griffin, Terry Holman, Tashuan Newman, Anthony Ramirez, Adrienne Taylor, Brian Magaña Villalobos, Jack Sicoli, Jonathan Hackas, Kenneth Garcia.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens, acting in Ms. Castro's stead, Mr. Bueno, Ms. Whitney, and Ms. Calderon, and congratulations to all of your inductees.
Gracias, señora Stephens, señor Bueno, señora Whitney y señora Calderón, y felicitaciones a todos sus miembros.
I will now introduce Ms. Sherry, who will be honoring her French language students who are being inducted into the society.
Ahora presentará a la señora Cherry, quien honora a sus estudiantes de francés que están ingresando a la sociedad.
It is my absolute pleasure and honor to present this year's French inductees of the World Language Honor Society. I am immensely proud of all of you, and I am delighted to be a French teacher. My congratulations. Je suis énormément heureuse de vous et je suis également fière de votre réussite. Mes compliments. Wilnori Busi, Adriana Velasquez Batista, Danelli Alberto Alcantara, Daniela Enriquez, Jose Hernandez, Chelsea Ariola, Stephanie Contreras Gomez, Florian Victor.
Thank you, Ms. Sherry, and to all of the Spanish teachers once again for building all of our language skills and giving us the ability to be inducted into this honor society.
Gracias, señora Cherry, a todos los profesores de español una vez más por desarrollar todas nuestras habilidades lingüísticas y darnos la posibilidad de ser admitidos en esta sociedad de honor.
All of the new inductees will now recite the poem of the World Language Honor Society, led by Randy Rodriguez.
Todos los nuevos miembros ahora recitan el poema de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo, dirigida por mí, Randy Rodriguez.
À titre d'exemple de cette inspiration, répétons les paroles du poète Núñez de Arca qui a écrit l'Excelsior. Tous ensemble, répétez avec moi, s'il vous plaît.
Why do humble spirits Why do lowly souls?
Why do humble spirits?
Why do lowly souls?
The fiercest combats of life, neither struggle nor resist.
In the fiercest
combats of life,
neither struggle nor resist.
The human spirit is more constant the more it rises.
The human spirit
is more constant
the more it rises.
God put mud in the lowlands and he put rock in the mountains.
God put mud
in the lowland and rock
in the mountains.
The white snow, which in the deep valleys melts away slowly.
The white snow, which in the
deep valleys
it melts away slowly.
On the high peaks, remains unchangeable and eternal.
On the high peaks,
remains unchangeable
and eternal.
Thank you, Randy, for leading that beautiful poem. Inductees, please follow me in reciting the oath of the World Language Honor Society.
Inducidos, sigan a Misha a recitar el juramento de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo.
Maintenant, vous allez répéter le serment de la Société honoraire des langues mondiales, phrase par phrase.
As a member of the Maria Vargas Llosa and Alexander Dumas chapters,
as a member of the Maria Vargas Llosa and the Alexander Dumas chapters,
I promise to devote myself to the studies of the Spanish and/or French languages in order to master it someday.
I promise to
devote myself to the studies of the Spanish and/or French languages
in order to master
it someday.
Remembering that language can be a strong tie between people of different origins of race or religion.
Remembering that language can be a strong
tie between people of
different origins
of race or religion.
As a citizen of my country, I promise to promote friendship and understanding between it and other lands of this world.
As a citizen of my country,
I promise to promote friendship and understanding
between it and other lands of this world.
This is my promise and my oath.
This is my promise
and my oath.
Congratulations to all of you for your induction into the 2021 cohort of the World Language Honor Society. Your induction into the society is a testament to your skills and dedication as a language student, as well as the nurturing of your teachers.
Felicitaciones a todos ustedes por su incorporación al cohorte 2020-21 de la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo. Su inducción a esta sociedad es un testimonio de sus habilidades y dedicación como estudiante de idiomas, así como la educación de sus profesores.
Typically, new inductees will hold candles during the induction ceremony. However, this year, due to the continued impacts of COVID-19, many things are different. This flame can be representative of the passion that all these talented inductees have for language learning.
Por lo general, los nuevos miembros sostendrán velas durante su ceremonia de inducción. Sin embargo, este año, debido a COVID, muchas cosas son diferentes. Esta llama representa la pasión que todos estos talentosos miembros tienen por el aprendizaje de idiomas, incluso sin esta llama literal. Nuestros nuevos miembros siguen siendo apasionados por el lenguaje.
Language is a passion that runs deep through the hearts of all of our inductees and members. I am honored and excited to accept them into our chapter of the World Language Honor Society with open arms.
El idioma es una pasión que atraviesa profundamente los corazones de todos nuestros miembros. Me siento honrado y emocionado de aceptarlos en nuestro capítulo de la Sociedad del Honor de Idiomas del Mundo con los brazos abiertos.
A special message to the World Language Honor Society graduating seniors. We are so very proud of every single one of you, all your hard work, your tenacity, and your strength. We are wishing you the very best. Good luck and follow your dreams. Nous sommes très fiers de chacun d'entre vous, de tout votre travail acharné, de votre ténacité et de votre force. Nous vous souhaitons le meilleur. Bonne chance et suivez votre rêve. Estamos muy orgullosos de cada uno de ustedes, de todo su arduo trabajo y su tenacidad y su freta. Le deseamos lo mejor, buena suerte y sigan sus sueños. Nous sommes tellement fiers de chacun de nous. Tout travail de nous, ténacité nous, avec force nous. Nous souhaitons chaque plus bon en pile pour nous. Bonne chance et suivez rêve nous.
Once again, thank you so much for all the people in the administration, the World Language Department, and the World Language Honor Society for making this ceremony possible. Thank you all for joining us in celebrating our inductees, and congratulations everyone who is inducted. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Una vez más, muchas gracias a todas las personas de la Administración, el Departamento de Idiomas del Mundo y la Sociedad de Honor de Idiomas del Mundo por hacer esto posible. Gracias a todos de ustedes por unirse a nosotros en la celebración de nuestros miembros y felicitaciones a todos los que fueron nombrados. Disfruta el resto de tu noche.